Well, hello, Scrappy. We haven't seen much of you this year. Look at this. I got some shiny new stickers. That means I've had my suspension redone and retuned. And it's fundamentally different than any time I've had it before. So let's go for a ride and see how it feels. Alright, so you're going to make a snow angel. Yeah! Woo! Now we're dogging. If anybody wants to follow our trucks, they'll be available on that moto app. Oh God. Want to know how my breakfast tastes? Well, I don't think anyone's ever said, "Please, Mommy, more kale and croutons, please." It's kind of funny, all the electronics I have going here, because I'm going into the one place that I ride all of the time. I know every single rock here. Okay, let's go. It's smooth. I put my bike in off-road throttle. Andrew had such good success with it on his 890 Moab that maybe I should learn how to ride this bike in its intended throttle mode when I'm off-road. It's really much more T7-like, more like a tractor. So at Ruckus Suspension, well, a couple different things. The guy, Justin, is a former pro motocross racer, and he's back into motocross racing, maybe pursuing the pro thing again. I don't know what he's up to, but he really knows how to tune suspension. Look at that. Look at the sound. It sounds kind of boring, doesn't it? Woo! But not only did he take all my specifications, weight, all that stuff, luggage, and do the bench tune. I said, no, that's not good enough. I've never had this done before, but I know what I want. I want you to go out and ride it, put it through its paces. I want you to come out here on Hartwell Road and into the different snarby areas and try it. So what he did is he sessioned some of the harder areas and tuned it, came back, did some more, tuned it, came back, did some more. You know, a couple hours out here on some of the real nasty stuff that we're going to head into now, and the worst stuff that if I had gone straight left, it gets even grosser. And he said, yeah, well, I had to change it a tremendous amount. It was set up really stiff, and your bike was bouncing all over the place, and it just wasn't hooking up, it wasn't tracking well. It was basically a lot harder to ride. Doesn't this look like fun? Top off and take a look and see how much suspension I used. Look at that, I still have tons of suspension left. Very interesting. So maybe before it was set too firm, but not enough rebounds. It was packing up and I was using more, but it was harder. Huh! For those of you who come to the Adventure Bike Gathering, this is part of Twisted Steel. One of our super classic routes. I'd say that if we had to pick between all the routes, this would be in the top two. This and Salsa Shark would be in the top two. And they're good, like 2-hour rides. Sustained difficulty of between 2 and 3. Lively. Not a lot of scenery, but it doesn't matter because you got to keep your eyes on the trail. I'm letting Andrew get ahead because it's a little bit dusty, and I just thought it'd be really cool to show you this. So this is TMA Mobile, now empowered by the GPS Exchange. I click on the waffle, I go to my files. There's a special folder here that says the GPS Exchange, and so this is interfacing with the website and the database to pull down tracks. You don't have to import things. All you have to do is click one button, say subscribe, and the tracks magically appear right in here. So if I were to go here, that's the Adventure Bike Gathering Intermediate. You can see the eyeball, it's all grayed out and slashed through because they're all hidden. So I'm just going to show them all and then leave here. Back, and then zoom out. Oh, look, well, I can see them. It might be a little bit faint for you. They're in gray. Don't worry, we've thought about that. Go in here. I think that's under, maybe it's under visibility. Yeah, highlighted track color, basic track color. Let's say I want to make them white so they stand out a bit more on this map. Look at that. I'm so impressed with what the guys have been building. Guys and girls. got a whole team of people. Between this and that, we're having a lot of fun. It's still pretty buggy, I'm not gonna lie to you. We're breaking a bunch of stuff. But we're moving quickly and we're fixing things. Hope you're enjoying it too. If you've been to the adventure bike gathering before, and if you've done Twisted Steel, you probably remember this corner. It's a little bit puckery. If you come in, and then there's all these stupid big rocks, and you're like, better get off the front brake. We've had people end up down there, and it's been very exciting, let me just tell you. Okay, quick update. The suspension really does feel good. It's so squishy. It's not as pogo-y in the back end, where it's like I'd hit a bump and the ass end would come flying up. So that's really appreciated. Overall, my first 20 minutes on the bike, after having spent like literally like 8 days almost in a row on the 690, a much smaller bike that Andrew's riding today, I was like, I don't know, man, this bike's too big. It's driving around this huge school bus. And then I started getting comfortable again and listened to the engine and love that, of course. Feel the power, twist the throttle, enjoy the much longer travel suspension. Get the weight working for you instead of against you. I'm in love again. There will be no choices. Is it a 690 or a 790? It will be 690 and 790. Enjoy them both. Whoa! If you haven't been watching Pierce's channel, he's that guy in an Africa Twin. He's one of my favorite people to watch. Even better to ride with him, just to watch that guy go. And the other guy that's really awesome to watch is, but he doesn't have a YouTube channel, is Superstar Brandon. I was headed to town the other day and Superstar was at the lights. He was all dirty on his, he has a 790 right now. Wearing his riding gear, dirty, noon, he's just coming home. Went for a morning rip while the rest of us stooges are at work. He's got to weigh 150 pounds, and I've never seen anyone ride a 790 like that. Like nobody. What? Twisted Steel. Okay, this thing's a bit gross. Gotta do it just right. You don't want to end up down there. This particular route has so many different types of terrain. It's really a great test for suspension. We're coming up to a section here that's got a whole bunch of jumps. Right up this open area, here's the first one. Tiny jumps. And then we've got deactivations coming up, although I'm going to be going the wrong way. Whoa, that was way better. Usually my ass end kicks up too much for me. I'm going to ride the front tire for a little while. It actually doesn't even want to jump. Before it would really send me. Huh. I don't understand much of the tech mumbo jumbo that mechanics and suspension tuners use. So I'll try to relay this properly. What Justin is looking to do increasingly is to go well beyond the manufacturer's specifications for sag on adventure bikes. Remember, I only think this is true. Because they're really set up for your Starbucks runs and your road missions. We're using them like Enduro bikes, so why not follow Enduro principles when setting up the suspension? I think that sounds pretty smart. He's got a Tenere that looks beautiful, sounds even better. And he's just starting to ride that thing. Imagine being a pro motocross racer up on a 500-pound adventure bike and just start hanging out licking on it. We're looking forward to going out and doing some rides and filming him. I might actually just ride a smaller bike just so I can kind of hang with him. So with these rollers, the back end is picking up a bit. It's kind of hard to avoid, but he pointed out that my rear spring has, like I have a preload adjuster. It's all the way out. It's all the way out. My bike is not loaded. So So, and I've got too much boinga in the back end. That means I got the wrong spring in there. So I can take out that spring, put in a lighter spring, set it so that without preload on my little adjuster Dumajuki, that it's perfect for days like this when I'm running light. I'm only wearing like a light backpack even. And then for when I am running my big Moscow 80s, you crank it up a little bit and tune it in, and then everything will behave. You know, one of the things about riding bikes and suspension tuning that I'm wrapping my head around is that most of us don't know what we're feeling. Like, I don't know, it just doesn't feel good. And they go, well, you know, under this condition, what does it do? And I'm like, I don't know. And you know what? For those of you who don't get it, I've got a corresponding story. Graphic design, like making a website look good. One of the things I'm good at is looking at it and going, it looks bad. And I go, well, I don't know what to do. Well, look at your padding here, your before, your after spacing, the alignment, and you read from top left to bottom right. You know, there's things. So as a suspension tuner, don't assume that the people who are riding your bikes know what the hell they're doing with tuning the suspension. Even somebody who's reasonably good, just reasonably good. That's all I'm going to say that I am. So, I really appreciate the fact that he took my bike out. It was at my request, but this is something that he's willing to offer to his customers. I'm like, take it out and thrash it, and you do the things, and then deliver it to me and say, hey Scott, I think it still might be a little bit this. Go see how it feels when you do this. That's what I'm doing today. It's the first time ever since I started dirt biking in 2007 that that's ever been done. And I think it's a game changer. There's got to be some sort of name for it. Like coming out from behind the bench. You know? It's more than just what your computer tells you to put in there for dials and springs, and you know, it's a living thing with different parts and parcels. You gotta go out and ride it. I'm having a blast. Let's go in this little single track here. We've now left Twisted Steel. We're headed to the other legendary route. Oh, they're the club guys, right on. The other legendary route, which is Salsa Shark. We're gonna do Salsa Shark the air quotes easy way. It's still not that easy. I turned my bike into rally throttle. You can hear how sensitive it is. It's really tiring to ride it this way, and this is not a good place to do it. But it's just so fun. We're on the short ride. It's not a day trip. It's not a multi-day trip. This is like an hour and a half ride. Amazed. I think my mirror just got whacked. That's so jerky. The dust is dying down. Let's give it another few seconds. This is our local disgrace where people come to shoot and burn things. There's got to be a gazillion nails in there. It's awful. Well, we're going to start Salsa Shark now. If you haven't heard about the Adventure Bike Gathering before, if you've never been, go to the website. We've got, I think we have a video for just about every single route that you can take. This year we're going to be, we're going to have a training academy with Fury as our instructor. He's great. My business partner took training from him. He went from zero riding ability to really quite good after 2 days. Like, the progression was unreal. So that's Fury's Off-Road Adventure Academy, OAA. You can do a 2-day deal, and then you can enjoy 3 days of riding with the rest of us knuckleheads. Another big change this year is we're going to be staying, like we as in Andrew and myself and some of the other locals, we're booked in at the local campground. We're trying to take over. They're giving us a deal, and we're going to hang out there instead of going home each night. We're going to hang out, cook over the fire and barbecue, and it's just gonna, I think it's just going to be a better experience, more fun than going out to the restaurants. It also significantly decreases the cost for everybody, you know, like we don't charge for the event. But you got to pay for your hotel room, which is expensive. Your meals out, expensive. Okay, this corner messes up a lot of people. Here's the secret. Don't go too fast. Start feathering the clutch. Don't freak out when you see those rocks. just tractored on up. Yeah, baby. Piece of cake, eh? This is really soft. I slammed it to the ground. Woo! Look at that, didn't buck me. Andrew and I have matched up again, so I'm going to let him get ahead by just going slow. This is slower than my bike wants to go, so I have to pull in the clutch and let it slip. And I'm in some, like, not baby heads, doll heads. Just trying to get used to this bike again. Go down there, that looks like fun. That looks like too much fun. Too much fun for day one. Okay, this is another kind of classic section of Twisted Steel. We're going to be going up the power line. There's a big sweeping right-hand corner that ends in a bit of a rock outcropping that looks way harder than it actually is. For many people, it takes multiple attempts and they're completely sacked. But I finally get it. Coming up here, I don't really want to spin. I'm just leaning into my stag pegs, actually pulling up on my handlebars, trying to put down traction on that back tire. Trying to look ahead as best I can to pick a decent line. Being able to ride this stuff slow is a skill into itself. Something I value more so than being able to really rip up something. It's way safer. We're coming up on that crazy corner. I'm going slower than most people would go. I'll be fine. There it is. Heading back off again. So right in the dirty stuff here. Flipping the clutch. Dancing around a little bit. Just keeping the traction, man. Oh, I love this bike. I gotta figure out some sort of job where I can go out every day, ride, and test something. What could that be? See my plan? I'm building my own ideal job. Jesus, what a weapon. I'm going to take the A-line. And he passes him right before the crux of the local section here. When I said we were going to do Salsa Shark the air quotes easy way, it's only because of this section here. Like, that stuff was kind of hard coming up. There's a wicked root section in here that is much easier to go down than to come up. There are the roots. Andrew just came off them. This is another suspension test. Oh, that was good. Before, it was really, my arms would move up and down a lot. It was like a pogo-y effect. So this suspension's compressing more and not bouncing right back up in my face. Look at this nice root. Wow, root, rocks and roots. Beauty. Here's another fun section. Little rock outcropping. Oh, it just really tracks smooth through there. Huh. I think the reason I'm noticing a difference is because the differences are so radical. It's a really different approach. Here's some nice steps going down. Oh man. Here's the biggest step. Piece of cake. Alright, enough about suspension. It's great. Thank you, Justin at Ruckus. You'll be seeing my Honda 450 next. And once that's done, the 690's coming in. Same deal. Bench tune it, then get out from behind the bench, grip it, rip it, tweak it, give me my before and after settings, talk me through whatever I need to know, and then I'll be all smiles again. Yeah. Here we go. What do you think? I'm not going fast enough. Oh, I pulled it off anyways. Usually I'd hit second gear and I forgot. That worked out fine. It's thrilling. Well, this is Hartnell Road. That marks the end of another little fantastic little after work ride, about 2 hours on Twisted Steel and Salsa Shark. You can get all these from the GPS exchange on that moto app. You happen to live around here, you're coming to town, whatever. Log in, click a couple buttons, boom, they're yours. I'm getting a lot of emails these days, people saying, hey, I don't have a code to get into that moto app, please give me a code. So here it is. It's ride the number 4 Dylan. That's all you need to know. Thanks, guys. Doesn't cost anything. If you want to use some of the really fancy functionality or put like 10 bikes in there, then you get to pay a little money. But go in there, have some fun, get some stuff. Wow. And hopefully this fall we'll see you out at the Adventure Bike Gathering. Oh, that was a good one. Look at Andrew riding my bike like it's stolen, eh?